Exactly. Good morning.
Okay.
Finally.
Yeah, it's bright and early because that's what we do on Saturday mornings. We get up and we do bright and early. Okay, well, so this is Nomiki Kantz.
Hey.
Scotty Hughes, BrightAlerts.com. And I haven't talked to you a few days because it's been wild. Because we've been in every city on the sun. We finished up the RNC, which we've all heard the post-rap about that. We can talk about that later. But I thought, since I was up this early with Nomiki, and Nomiki being a resident, do you consider yourself to be a Democrat?
Of course, yes. I'm
Okay,
a
you are
lifelong Democrat, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just mad at my party right now.
A lot of us can relate to that. But you were the Bernie Sanders fan. A lot of you have met Nomiki, and we are here. Let me flip this around. We are actually sitting up here, the DNC, here in Philadelphia.
So
now,
blue.
for most of you here on Right Alerts, I can imagine this is not something that you're probably like me. Your stomach might turn, or you might, if you're eating breakfast, I'm sorry. But it's interesting to watch.
Wow, I wasn't so mean about the RNC.
I know. Well, I can say this to this crowd. This is a very conservative crowd. But this week is interesting for us to handle. So here's the key. Nomiki is a delegate from New York, a Bernie Sanders fan, and she is
surrogate.
Surrogate.
I could go through the list. I have a whole
she's been here
resume
forever.
of Bernie things.
And she also has a show on XM.
Sirius XM Progress, channel 127. If you want to hate listen, check me out. August 8th, Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. till midnight. And we're doing a podcast from the convention, and she's been on it. She's really good.
Well, if you know that old saying, keep your friends close, your enemies even closer. Politically, I actually do that. I mean, because she actually tells me things are good. But let's talk about these emails. It's funny. I love that. Hillary actually did delete her emails, but it looks like the DNC did not. And thank you, WikiLeaks. We are now reading them. Now, you came in from Cleveland, but you stayed up all night reading.
Oh, I couldn't stop reading them. I was delusional. I was with my friend, and I'm reading the emails back to her till 2 o'clock in the morning. I got up at 4:30. And these emails, I mean, they were very revealing. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, our chairperson, literally insulted Jeff Weaver, our campaign manager, multiple times, calling him an ass, saying he was a scumbag, even though he was just making very true comments about what happened in Nevada, and she was basically telling everybody to lie and say there was violence. There was a lot of collusion. I mean, they'd been together, the DNC lockstep with Hillary for several years.
But you knew that.
They confirmed it.
Okay, so the Bernie Sanders actually think that the supporters actually feel like the system was going to be I mean, we know there's a rigged system. There's one on the Republican side, too. Did you guys actually feel like you had a chance? You knew it was tough going into it.
I mean, he got 46% of the vote with all of these things against him. He didn't have 2 super PACs. He didn't have every single state chair and county chair and elected official in America supporting him. He had very few elected officials supporting him. He didn't have Debbie Wasserman Schultz in the Democratic Party since, for the past 6 years, setting up her campaign ahead of time. She was the former chair of Hillary Clinton's campaign in 2008. He didn't have all those things. He still got 46% of the vote. So, it really came down to, oh, hey there, we got an alert. It really came down to these little extra things that they could do to tweak it. And when you read these emails, you see, and a lot of these people are my friends, and I'm just...
So like I said, emails that should have been, maybe she should have stored, DNC should have stored them on Hillary's private server.
Right.
Then these would have never come out, but now we're in novel. Okay, so now we're going into the DNC. We've already heard that the Bernie Sanders, we had a lot of chaos. I'll be the first to admit we had a lot of fun last week, some adventures. But now we're going into the Democrats, and we've already heard that they're going to challenge, possibly the Bernie Sanders supporters are going to challenge the idea of super delegates.
They have a rules committee today. We have a press conference at 10 o'clock, supposedly. I don't know if it might be a little late. And we're going to be pushing to end super delegates. It's something that both Bernie supporters and some Hillary supporters agree we need to end because it's purely undemocratic. The majority are white men. A lot of these people are lobbyists for places like, Saudi Arabia and Enron, former Enron lobbyists, and Exxon. Not things that, really align with democratic values.
Democratic values. We can discuss that on another podcast.
Lower D. Democratic.
Okay, lower D. Okay, gotcha. So it's going to be real interesting to see how heated it's going to be. Now, one thing that we did notice as we're sitting here watching all the plans come together for the DNC is the positioning. Now, if you remember at the Republican Party, or the RNC last week, you did have the positioning. You had New York up front because of Donald Trump. You had Florida. I mean, you wanted to make sure you had the people that were your friends. And those that weren't your friends, a.k.a. Colorado and Utah and a couple other states, they were towards the back. Well, the DNC does a little bit different. They cannot fit all of their delegates. Maybe it's because of all the super... Oh, do super delegates sit with their state?
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume so, actually.
Wow. You may not have, like, press boxes for God up here, on that side of it?
It's all pay to play for our...
Oh, okay. Well, so what we noticed here is actually some of these states actually have to sit in the stands with the people. Now, I think that's a very interesting point there.
It happened in it's the last convention as well, but it was set up a little bit differently from what I recall. But
there's still floor space. They could have put it. They could put another state delegation down there if they want. So who are these states that we're seeing that are up here? No, media is up there.
Oh, look, it's a state that Bernie Sanders won. Oh, look, it's a state that Bernie Sanders won. Minnesota, Michigan. Oh, look, another state that Bernie Sanders won. Hawaii. I mean, these are all states that are up in the bleachers that Bernie Sanders won. That's normal. I mean, it really is. You have all of Hillary's main... New York is going to be up front. That's where I will be. But New York is also a very progressive state. I mean, he won 48% of New York. So I don't see that the New York delegation is going to be pretty quiet. I think they're going to be pretty loud. And we're going to be near the microphone. So, and if you see, the barriers are not like the Republican convention, unless they're going to be up there in the... I'm going to use my fingers to show you guys. So they could either be up there, like maybe that's where the chair will be, rather than right there where I assume Hillary's speech will be, because she's not using podiums now. I don't know if you've noticed that.
No, I didn't know she doesn't use podiums. Oh, but she's got teleprompters. Are we going to have a teleprompter for Hillary?
Everybody has a teleprompter.
There, the big screen. Everybody just, even Donald Trump went and got a teleprompter, and I can say that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes we don't get teleprompters.
No,
obviously, by
we
the
never get teleprompters.
I dream of a job with a teleprompter. Hint, hint, boss. Hint, boss. Okay, so ridealerts.com, you'll see a lot of stories this week. I'm going to continue these blogs, have these conversations. Didn't really get it done at the Republican Party, mainly because there was so much coverage of it. It will be interesting to see. There are conservative media outlets that are here.
Yep.
Last time I was here 4 years ago, I had to go undercover. We started the Tea Party News Network, and I had to actually go. Yeah, see, I couldn't come in here at Tea Party News Network. That didn't go over. I had to go as PTV. Now, they thought it was Progressive TV. It was Patriot TV to us, but we had to go undercover. It'll be interesting to see this year going into it, because I think a lot of people you guys are unified, though, and against Mr. Trump.
Oh, yeah.
See?
These people, I'm telling you, our party, we have so many independents now that have joined the party, that I think there's a protest Hillary vote. It's not a protest Trump vote. I got a call yesterday from somebody, and I was shocked. I said, do you understand? I was on the floor, and I know you guys are conservative, so I'm not trying to insult you. I was on the floor of the Republican National Convention, and I'm like, this is who we're fighting. And as much as I hate neoliberal politics, I can't support somebody who doesn't represent my social issues. And I'm going to use the word that I used, neo-fascist, but you're not a neo-fascist.
Thank you. Neither are you guys out there.
Can I plug a thing? Can I plug a thing?
What are you going to plug?
For those of you who really think the Democratic Party needs some reform, I'm sure all of you do, I encourage you to go to reformthednc.com.
I don't know if you want to do that with this
sign our petition. Because we're going to be sending it to end superdelegates. Or, throw us some money if you want to see some ads taken out against Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Well, I think Debbie Wasserman Schultz is going to have her. Yeah, it's going to have her. That's the thing, is when you have such a partnership between. It's been very interesting to watch. And Debbie, the fact is, we saw yesterday, it wasn't just the emails that came out. Did you see this story that was leaked out about Debbie Wasserman Schultz emailing another station, granted we're here with CNN, MSNBC, saying we need to meet together, because I don't like the phrase that the hosts are taking, two of the hosts, one of them being a female, you can say it, I'm not, are taking. That's the type, you want to talk about a collaboration between the media. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, there's also the story of Donald Trump the other night calling us on Anderson Cooper's line. He literally went down the line. Did you see that? Yeah, I didn't answer. I actually didn't answer the phone call. They told me to, and I'm sorry. I have that respect for people.
I was like,
it was on air.
It was amazing.
We were on air doing it.
But then Jim Acosta took a picture of it and put it on Twitter. This is Corey Lewandowski.
No, we were on. Well, but before it was Jeffrey Lord. We were sitting on a panel, and my phone lit up, and I'm like, I can't answer this on air. I know where this is going. And then Jeffrey Lord answered his, and I'm like, thanks. Of course, Jeffrey gets phone call.
What did he say?
It was just, saying thank you. He did like a gratitude tour, where it was the night he accepted. He was going to give his speech. It was an hour before. He went down and called all the people that he had done. Sort of like what he did the next day at 10 a.m., where he brought in all of his volunteers, all the people that talked to him. And he invited the media too. So you had cameras there to record his speech that he gave, which obviously that's what I'm answering for now. So, folks, ridealerts.com. It is early in the morning. I'm going to try to actually do better this week. I'm sorry. I apologize. Last week was a little busy. But this week, I think I'm not going to have much to do here. So I'm going to be able to talk to you.
I'm going to challenge you. I was at the RNC last week, and how many
of these videos did you do?
A ton.
See?
No, actually, no. Towards the end, I did. But it was exhausting. With all your media hits, you're just... it's going to wipe you out. I don't know how I'm going to keep up this week at my own convention. So just giving you a little heads up. Go take a nap.
Yeah, I don't think there's much activity for a good conservative, even though I said that word has been stolen, but we'll talk about that later.
I mean, it is the Clintons. They're probably going to block you.
Yeah, I'm coming.
No, actually, they'll probably like you more than us because they're doing. I mean, they haven't even released schedules to Sanders supporters yet. It's ridiculous.
I don't have any good party invites in
They're not even trying.
That's the comment. There's the thing that we have come out with. Just try. She wants the Democrats to try. I want the Republicans to shut thy mouth. Stop. Please stop fighting each other. At this point, we did our party. We're united. Let's go forward. This is what we're doing. She just wants them to try.
Right. Just try to embrace the Sanders supporters. Just try. Like, reach out to them. I don't know. Invite them to things. I don't know. Give them the schedule so that they know what time they're showing up for votes. It would be really great.
It's online. There's an app for that.
No. For the, that's not, it's not
Okay.
like the voting part. We're getting into details here.
Okay. Folks, have a great Saturday. We will talk to you later. It was great chatting with you. Say bye now, Michi.
Bye.
BrightAlerts.com. Talk to you later.